Hello students, welcome to the class. So far we had a discussion over the theories of international trade. In continuation with this, let's talk about the next theory of international trade, that is comparative advantage theory. Let's take a look over the detailed explanation of this theory. Comparative advantage takes a more holistic view with the perspective that a country or business has the resources to produce a variety of goods. Actually, it depends upon the concept of producing a variety of goods instead of manufacturing only one type of product. Let's see the history of comparative advantage theory. Adam Smith actually helped to originate the concepts of absolute and comparative advantage in his book, which is known as An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations. And further, Smith argued that countries should specialize in the goods they can produce most efficiently and trade for those goods they can't produce as well. Smith described specialization and international trade as they relate to absolute advantage, which we have discussed in the previous theory, right? He suggested that England can produce more textiles per labor hour and Spain can produce more wine per labor hour. So England should export textiles and import wine, and Spain should do the opposite. Following Adam Smith's research, British economist David Ricardo built on his concepts by more broadly introducing comparative advantage theory in the early 19th century. And Ricardo has become well known throughout history for his considerations on comparative advantage theory. Building on research from Adam Smith, Ricardo explains how nations can benefit from trading even if one of them has an absolute advantage in producing everything. In other words, we can say like countries must choose to diversify the goods and services they produce, which requires them to consider opportunity costs. Comparative advantage occurs when one country can produce a good or service at a lower opportunity cost than another. Which means a country can produce a good relatively cheaper than other countries. Actually, the theory of comparative advantage states that if countries specialize in producing goods where they have a lower opportunity cost, then there will be an increase in economic welfare. Actually, comparative advantage theory is different to absolute advantage, which looks at the monetary cost of producing a good. Even if one country is more efficient in the manufacturing of all goods, as in absolute advantage, than the other, but countries will still gain by trading with each other, as long as they have different relative efficiency. Let's look into this more deeper. Comparative advantage was first described by David Ricardo in his book, which is named as On the Principles of Political Economy and Taxation. and he used an example involving England and Portugal. Ricardo noted Portugal could produce both wine and cloth with less labor than England. However, England was relatively better at producing cloth. Therefore, it made sense for England to export cloth and import wine from Portugal. The main concept of comparative advantage theory is based upon opportunity cost. Let's discuss what opportunity cost is all about. To understand the theory behind a comparative advantage, it is crucial to understand the idea of an opportunity cost. An opportunity cost is the foregone benefits from choosing one alternative over others. Let's discuss this with the help of one example. A laborer can use 1 hour of work to produce either one cloth or 3 bottles. We can think of opportunity cost as what is the foregone benefit from choosing produce one cloth or one bottle. We can say that by producing one cloth, the opportunity cost is 3 bottles, and by producing one bottle, the opportunity cost is 1/3 cloth. The opportunity cost of a given option is equal to the forfeited benefits that could have been achieved by choosing an available alternative in comparison. In general, we can say that when the profit from two products is identified, analysts would calculate the opportunity cost of choosing one option over the other. Let's understand this with the help of another example. Just assume that China has enough resources to produce either smartphones or computers. China can produce 10 computers or 10 smartphones. Computers generate a higher profit. Therefore, the opportunity cost is the difference in value lost from producing a smartphone rather than a computer. And if China earns $100 for a computer and $50 for a smartphone, then the opportunity cost is $50. And in the end, if China has to choose between producing computers over smartphones, it will select computers. Further, we can say that comparative advantage is a key principle in international trade and forms the basis of why free trade is beneficial to countries. The theory of comparative advantage actually shows that even if a country enjoys an absolute advantage in the production of goods, trade can still be beneficial to both trading partners. We can see this with the help of another example. India's call center, like US companies buy this service. Why? Because it is cheaper than locating the call centers in America. Indian call centers are not better than US call centers. Their workers don't always speak English very clearly, but they provide the service cheaply enough to make the trade worth it. And finally, if I sum up the things, we can say that absolute advantage and comparative advantage are two concepts in economics and international trade. And comparative advantage introduces opportunity cost as a factor for analysis in choosing between different options for production diversification. So this is all about comparative advantage theory. Let's discuss this theory in detail in class. Thank you. Take care.